For the regular meeting of City Council for June 27th, 2022. I have regrets this evening from Councillor McMurdo and Councillor Valentino. We have Deputy Mayor Lundmark and Councillor Prue on Zoom, and the rest of us are in council chambers. I'd like to acknowledge that we're on Treaty 5 land, traditional land of Nitchissway Cree Nation, homeland of the Métis, and that we are all treaty people. Thank you. I'd like to have approval of the agenda. Councillor Ellsworth, Councillor Colburn, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next we go community comments and feedback. Second time, community comments or feedback. Third and final time. Thank you. Community comments, feedback. We'll move on to the adoption of minutes. Number 5.1 is the public hearing for bylaw 2025-2022 on June 13th, 2022. Resolution 2022-124, moved by Councillor Ellsworth, seconded by Councillor Wong. Be it resolved that the minutes of the public hearing for bylaw 2025-2022 zoning bylaw amendment held in Council Chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, June 13th, 2022 be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Council, comments? Call for the question. All those in favor? Carries. Five point two is public hearing for variation order number 1001-22, June 13th, 2022. Resolution 2022-125, moved by Councillor Colburn, seconded by Councillor Wong. Be it resolved that the minutes of the public hearing for variation order number 1001-22 held in Council Chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, June 13th, 2022 be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Comments from councillors? Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Adoption minutes of the regular meeting of council, June 13th, 2022. Resolution 2022-126, moved by Councillor Ellsworth, seconded by Councillor Colbert. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held in Council Chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, June 13th, 2022 be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Just to note that Deputy Mayor Lundmark has raised his hand.
Okay. You have nothing? Okay. Deputy Mayor Lundmark?
Hi, Mayor Smoke. Thank you. Just wanted to make one comment. I meant to send something to Tammy, and it got deleted by accident. But 7.3 and 7.4 of the minutes have opposed as Councillor Wong and Councillor Wong, and I believe that needs to be corrected to Councillor Wong and Councillor Fountain in 7.3 and 7.4 of the minutes. That's all. Thank you. I don't know if we can just change that as a friendly amendment.
Angie has taken note of that. Okay. So as amended, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Adoption for the Committee of the Whole, June 20th, 2022. Resolution 2022-127, moved by Councillor Ellsworth, seconded by Councillor Colbert. Be resolved that the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting held in Council Chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, June 20th, 2022 be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Comments from councillors? Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Next, we're going to resolutions. 6.1 is a resolution to approve the amended ice allocation policy. Resolution 2022-128, moved by Councillor Colburn, seconded by Councillor Ellsworth. Be it resolved, the council approve the amended ice allocation policy. Administration?
Yeah, just to note that this was brought forward to committee of the whole for review in the past. There's a number of changes that the council asked the administration to pursue. There are a number of consultation with the user groups. All of that work has been done and compiled into this final document. I believe they were reviewed at the last committee of the whole while I was away and recommended forward for approval this evening by resolution of council.
Thank you. Comments from councillors? Councillor Ellsworth?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Certainly, we reviewed this at our last meeting of the Committee of the Whole and recognized that there was a lot of work done on this policy. We had been discussing that for the last 3 or 4 years I've been on council and always been an issue with the users. And to what we were told was that the users were presented it, they had input into it, and there seemed to be no problem with it. So I want to thank the administration for the work they did on it, and certainly for those that was involved. So I'll certainly support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councillor Wong?
Yeah, I think thank you, Madam Mayor. I think the cleanup is good. But the only thing I really have problem with after talking to the public to say, well, we all as a taxpayer, we funded this facility. Why should it be a priority stated, set up as a priority? Should be first come, first served basis. I'm not disagree with that comment, but again, I think the administration spent a lot of time to clean up this and make it more reasonable for the user. So with that reason, I think to support this now. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councillor Fountain?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. To acknowledge the long road that it took to get to here. A lot of people provided input and time into this. Throughout, I've been opposed due to the priority assignment to the North Stars team, which I felt when in the beginning discussions of this would be dealt with differently as a first come, first served basis for users. For that reason, unless something's changed or unless I misunderstand, I will not be supporting. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillors? Thank you. I do agree this has been a long time in the work. I do believe it was acknowledged, though, being that we have been sort of closed down for COVID and other things, that we would keep a close eye on this in case we had to make some amendments and changes in the next months, year or so to bring this. But as it is now, it is definitely a vast improvement on what was there. So I will be supporting it. So thank you. No more comments. Call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Andre, were you trying to speak?
Andre was in favor.
Oh, okay.
It is voted in favor.
Thank you. A resolution authorizing administration to enter into contribution agreement between the province of Manitoba and the city of Thompson for Juniper Park upgrades. Resolution 2022-129, moved by Councillor Ellsworth, seconded by Councillor Fountain. Whereas the city of Thompson has submitted an application for funding to the Building Sustainable Communities Program and is committed to undertaking a project Juniper Park upgrade that supports thriving communities. And whereas Manitoba, through the Building Sustainable Communities Program, is committed to assisting communities across Manitoba to plan and implement local solutions to identified needs that support the building of thriving communities and support the city of Thompson's efforts in this regard. And whereas Manitoba is prepared to provide the city of Thompson with a grant through the Building Sustainable Communities Program to support upgrade to the Juniper Park. Be Be it resolved that council authorize administration to enter into a contribution agreement between the government of Manitoba and the city of Thompson for Juniper Park upgrade. Administration?
So this is really a housekeeping matter. Now that we've received this, once it's signed, we can go ahead with doing the work on council's behalf at the Juniper Park. So this contribution here, as is noted, is for $300,000.
Thank you. Councilor Osmer?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a good news story. Anytime we can get someone, whether it be federal, provincial, or organization, to come in and go 50% on any park, I think it's great for Thompson. We've seen some good work in the Eastwood, Juniper. Hopefully we'll keep going and applying for grants for the rest of the parks that we have, and certainly I'll be supporting it. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments from council? Councilor Fallon?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I've been somewhat vocal about my opposition to Jumpstart Park due to the city taking on additional infrastructure. I believe this, though, is different in that we're replacing existing infrastructure, some of which is being replaced. And for me, that's the difference, and I'll be supporting this one.
Thank you. Other councilors?
Council approved, Councilor Deputy Mayor Lundberg.
Councilor Lundmark, did you want to speak?
Sure. Thanks. This is another, like Councilor Ellsworth said, great news story. Just appreciate the province and the work that our staff put into trying to get this funding. I appreciate it and look forward to that park being fixed up. I remember what it was like when I was a kid, and I'm just, it's great to have another park in that area so that kids can go somewhere to play in the summer. Thank you. I will be supporting it.
Thank you. Councilor Prue?
Thanks, Mayor Smook. Yeah, I'll be in support of this also. The park does need some work, so any help we can get fixing old infrastructure is greatly appreciated. And there were, some of it was plans such as the boards and the netting for the ice rink that were in our park plan anyways. So this is great news. Thanks.
Thank you very much. As this is one of our older parks in the city, it's nice to see this being upgraded and for that area of town. And I definitely too will be supporting it. That, any more comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, carried. Thank you. Point 3 is a resolution to cancel July 4th, 2022 Committee of the Whole meeting. Resolution 2022-130, moved by Councillor Wong, seconded by Councillor Fallon. Whereas as per section 9.4 of the Organization and Procedures Bylaw, Council by resolution may change the location, time, date, or cancel a regular committee of the whole meeting at their discretion. Now therefore be it resolved that council canceled the July 4th, 2022 Committee of the Whole meeting. Council. Administration.
Yes, in past years, council often only had one meeting per month during the summer months. This year with the changes to the procedures bylaw, the administration's been checking each week to see the workload of what's coming and identified that there wasn't sufficient business to justify having a committee the whole week for next week. So the recommendation is that council cancel next week's meeting, and then the next regular meeting of council would still continue on July 11th.
Thank you. Councillor Wong, so mover, did you have any comments?
Actually, I do, Madam Mayor. I had the conversation with some of the director last week when the city manager away. It sounds like we have some construction going on. We need to get the bylaw and all that approved. So I think it's pretty crucial to cancel the meeting. That's why I need to find out. When you say there's not much to go, so I'm kind of like, what's going on?
I can clarify that if you'd like, council. Yeah, so the bylaws have to come to regular council meeting, not to committee of the whole. So it has to come on the 11th anyhow. And then there's a number of variations, building all those different variations and conditional uses. Those also have to come to the meeting on the 11th. So they can't be decided at the July 4th meeting. They're done in the regular council meeting. So that's really committee of the whole versus regular meeting of council.
Okay, as long as the Continue, Madam Mayor, thank you. As long as the administration able to manage it, because that the conversation I had with them, it just sounds like we need to do a meeting. We might have to call a special meeting for that kind of arrangement. So, but anyway, since you handle it or you go find out, then that's good. Thank you.
Okay,
Anthony?
well, yeah, so we've already mapped the next month and a half to 2 months of bylaws and resolutions that have to come forward. So right now, that's what it's looking like.
Counselor Fawnin?
Actually, that was my concern as well. It's been alleviated. Thank you.
Any other comments, concerns? Okay, seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
could I ask through you that the administration just confirms the rest of the dates for July? For the public?
Sure.
If we're not doing the 4th, are we still doing the committee of the whole on the 18th?
Yeah, so I can clarify, the next regular meeting of council is on the 11th. And the regular meeting council again is on the 25th. The next committee of the whole is on the 18th
Of July.
of July.
Yeah.
These are of July. Yep.
All right, thank you very much.
Next, we're going into bylaws. It's the first reading of bylaw 2027, 2022 lottery license bylaw. Resolution 2022-131, moved by Councillor Ellsworth, second by Councillor Colbert. Be it resolved that bylaw 2027-2022, being a bylaw of the city of Thompson to regulate the licensing of lotteries within the city of Thompson, be introduced and read for a first time. Administration?
Yeah, just to note that our current bylaw was first introduced in 1971. A number of the regulations have evidently changed since then. So the department has reviewed the regulatory changes, made those changes to the applicable bylaw, and is presenting it now for first reading.
Thank you. Councillor Ellsworth?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just to add to the city manager's point, the last change was in 09, so that's 13 years ago since there's been any change to this bylaw. Reading through what came from our administration, there's a lot of changes that's for the good for legislation wise. Keeping within this one, I'm wondering how many more bylaws is really out there that we need to start getting more true like this, because 13 years is a long time. Because definitely there's either federal, provincial, even our own changes simply that will change certainly over that time frame. So my suggestion in keeping with this one is that we should be dealing with a few of them every month if we could, even a couple every month, you would catch up. And certainly, how do you expect people to follow current bylaws if they're not current? Can't happen, won't happen. So certainly glad to see this one up. And again, I don't know much about lotteries, never put a dime in a machine in my life, but certainly looks like there's a lot of changes to this one. Thank you.
Thank you. Anthony?
Yes, I concur with the councillor, and that's part of this process out of this department, was starting to try to get theirs up to date. And then we'll move on to other departments as we bring those forward.
And it should also be noted, if anybody has any changes or sees questions that this is the first reading, now is your chance to get in any changes before the second reading. Any other comments from councillors? Okay, seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Call for adjournment. Councillor Ellsworth, Councillor Wong, all those in favor?